The real Randy Chavez coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. We'll talk a little bit about Earth 2 as well. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing the super thanks button down below. I was gonna go just do a video today, but Vladimir Colombet is just like, go live. So you're welcome. Or anyone that's wants to see me live, thank him. This probably would have been very, very long for a video anyway. We have a lot to talk about. What should we do? All right, so we'll do Earth 2 first. And the reason why is because Earth 2 has been, and this does have to do with OMI, because OMI is going to be getting on a couple of exchanges here. We don't know which ones. We don't know when. But somebody asked about OMI and exchanges, literally the thumbnail of this video. And David says, well, yeah, we already have applications into these exchanges. And like, I'm talking like top tier exchanges here. So later in the interview, when asked, you know, like, hey, do we have like a timeline? Do we have reasons why we're not on exchanges currently? And then it was like, well, listen, there's probably a couple. I don't know if he just doesn't know, or if he's not allowed to know, or if he's not allowed to tell us. But typically what happens, and I've seen this with, you know, my work at 4chan, my work with Grumpy Cat, my work with Bojack, I've seen this in the terms of, yes, Jacob Torres in the thumbnail as well. He's the one that asked the question about exchanges. But I've seen that what exchanges look for, I mean, granted, you have listing fees that most of the times can get waived. The listing fee is really just, hey, like if I'm Bit4x and I'm gonna go list something, okay, that listing fee mostly goes to, hey, me as an exchange buying the token, so that's tradable on there. That listing fee is often waived if you could go to, if somebody says like, well, if you give us X amount of tokens, we'll just list it for free. You know, they'll waive that listing fee. The Akomi wallet can go and just do that by itself if they wanted to. Go, okay, here's $1 billion here, here's $1 billion there. You know, that's really not a big deal. That I don't think that's the reason. It's not because like Veve doesn't, or Akomi doesn't want to pay. Because again, the Akomi wallet can just go and satisfy all of them, you know, with that. So it's not a listing fee. That's not the issue. Okay, well, what else could it be? You know, David had mentioned, well, you know, exchanges a lot of times. Oh, also shout out to Rudy and Tina Garcia for getting me this Pokemon shirt. I love them. Anyway, one of the things that David had said was, hey, you know, one of the ways that exchanges go and they determine who's going to get listed and who's not is community sentiment. So when you have a small but loud minority of people that had broken terms of service, both intentionally and unintentionally, and got themselves banned, mostly intentionally, broken that terms of service, got themselves banned, and they do nothing but FUD all day on Twitter and even on that live stream. You can go and you can say, oh, hey, if I'm an exchange and I don't know anything about Veve or OMI and I see all this FUD, well, community sentiment, at least for this small but loud minority, maybe that's a reason. Maybe it just has to do with regulatory concerns, but it is on the exchanges, like it's on them. So David going and saying, and again, there is an active lawsuit right now. So I would say, you know, once that lawsuit gets over, again, whatever expiry happens, I remember, I don't know, 6 months ago when David had, earlier this year when David was on the Binance interview, I don't think they mentioned OMI at all. And I think at another interview, they just, again, he didn't say it. So I remember making the joke, like, remember in 2016 when Trump and Hillary were running and they both, for some reason, couldn't say certain things. I don't know why. It's like, it's just words. It seemed that the team, up until literally like the last week or so, like just could not say OMI. Like they could not, but now David literally actually said the word OMI. Like, okay, things are getting a little closer. And him just mentioning exchanges and him mentioning that we have the applications in already, I think is pretty bullish. When do they go and list us? I would say, I think Coinbase today, or what David had said, they actually got some type of regulatory approval for something. I'd have to go and watch it again. But it seems that slowly but surely all of these companies are going and saying, okay, yeah, crypto's here, here to stay. That's why you have this Bitcoin ETFs. That's why you have Ethereum ETFs. I think an Ethereum ETF actually got delayed. I don't know why. I know why. Gary Gensler's absolutely incompetent. Um, but you have a really big opportunity, or somebody had a big opportunity, because there was a 110 million OMI sell wall over on Bitforex. And I don't know who, but I know who. But somebody happened to go and buy like 80 million of that OMI. And that literally all happened within like the last hour, maybe hour and a half. That it was listed. I posted it over on Twitter, and then I think maybe like 20 minutes before this video went live, that 110 OMI sell wall was eaten down to like 30 million. So some whale saw some krill and was like, scoop that up. I think probably because you have a bunch of whales that really, I've had this conversation with multiple whales, multiple people with that are high net worth individuals, and it's like, okay, we discuss about how much they should put into OMI, and then they say, okay, well, how do I do this? Okay, well, if you go and you put, $100,000 in right at once, you're going to pump the price because there's so little liquidity down here. So if you want to go down here and you want to go and put in, $6,000 here, 10 grand there, 5 grand, it'll be fine. I'm actually probably going to get a little bit of hate over on the text messages because I'll have a couple people saying, you didn't tell me this 110 million OMI was out there. Because they could have just done that in, $77,000, which is nothing to a lot of high net worth individuals. They could have done that in one fell swoop and it would have saved them a bunch of time. Okay, my bad. There's other people that just, again, they're in this fishbowl that just don't see that. It's like, oh yeah, whales pump the price. Hot. Like, again, a lot of people, again, in those fishbowls where they don't really see, the most time that they spend around people is of people that are around their success rate, and they don't see, the next level or levels above, where 77,000 is really nothing to a bunch of these larger guys. So that was really fun. But I'm not going to say that Futters is like the only reason that we hadn't gotten listed before. David was mentioning regulatory clarity. And then somebody even actually asked if OMI was a security, and David goes and gives the best response. And he just went and said, hey, listen, a lot of what the SEC and a lot of these regulatory agencies work with is really the top 100 coins. It was a few months ago, I think Veve was actually like number 100 or 101, or they were really close, or OMI was. And, they probably could have gotten on that list to be like, okay, we're in the top 100 coins and, they'll start working with us. But it's just, OMI is really not that big. It's not big enough yet to be on that SEC radar or to be on those regulatory people's radar. So, he did answer truthfully. He's like, well, listen, we work with a lot of top people that's going to help navigate us through the waters. But unless you're in that top 100 and you're working with these regulatory agencies, you really don't know. I will stand firmly on this hill where I am 99.999% sure that OMI is not a security. If I had any thought that would be an issue, I probably would not have gone in as heavy, or I would take some money out. Anyway, I know I'd mentioned this Earth 2. It does look like OMI will have exchanges fairly soon, and top tier ones. And again, you only really need one top tier one, and then the rest fall in line. It's like dominoes. Like, okay, well, if they're listing it, I'm going to list it, So you'll have a bunch of renegade lists next year as well. But when that happens, if that happens before Earth 2 comes out with their white paper, or it doesn't even matter, the white paper could come out. That won't really mean anything until we're actually listed on exchanges for Earth 2's Essence token. But if Veve and Akomi get their stuff together, they get their ducks in a row, exchanges start listing them, and OMI pumps, I've spent a decent amount on OMI down here, and I'm not saying I'll sell 50 million when it gets to half a penny, but at $5,000 per million OMI, I might sell a couple million, and then buy some Essence token. Because if Essence comes out, and I'll probably buy some land in Chavez as well. link down below to the Earth 2 game. My code, you can get 5% back. I'd probably do that. I'd probably go and buy some more Essence. I'll definitely buy some more Earth 2 tiles, build up that Megacity. I mean, there's always a chance that, MMX goes, not IMX, not Immutable X, like MMX, like Mike X-Ray. There's always a chance that really goes up. I make a little bit of money. I can put it into OMI. Same thing with Bojack and Grumpy Cat, although Grumpy Cat I do have to hold on to for a while just because something about a tattoo at $100 million market cap. Bojack, though, at a $10 million market cap, I can sell some because I told people I'd get a tattoo. So, if that ever happens, then we'll go from there. But it is possible that I actually do get a little bit more before we really go up. I think MMX is likely, I don't know, something really fun is coming for Bojack in the next couple weeks. And then Grumpy Cat next year. But MMX is one that will go up eventually just because, it's on that major exchange. It's on that, you're likely going to have some really big influencer marketing pumping that. So, if that really, really goes up, I could I could make a decent amount, and I could put a lot into OMI. Right now, what I have in MMX, it's down so much. It's down like 60%. I likely, I don't know what I'd get. Like I thought, what is it, $1.20? I have 1,400 tokens. So let's do 120. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could get another 2 million OMI. I really don't want to sell it here though for that. But I'll keep you posted. We'll see. And then as far as what Veve's going through, okay, the music vertical, which we were supposed to get this month, we were supposed to get this quarter, it is delayed, unfortunately. That will come out in, they're hoping Q1. So that music vertical, I'm going to say Q1, that's what they're aiming for. If it gets there, great. If not, no big deal. We'll get it in Q2. But yeah, that he mentioned that it would be something for he said like old school people, or he said that a bunch of music people will get. So I don't think it's going to be like a musical thing, like, oh, hey, here's this record of the Beatles, and you could like listen to it. I think it's going to be maybe like a record player or maybe like a radio. I don't know what it's going to be. But it is delayed, unfortunately. They are aiming for Q1. There's a lot of stuff happening in Q1. So you have you have VeVeVerse, the beta invites. They're probably going to wait till after the new year. So those new beta invites are probably going to go out in like the second week of January. I was hoping that we would do it this year, but like Christmas in a couple days. I don't think a lot of people are really going to want to be working on that while Christmas is over. Like they even have like a couple days where there's going to be really no activity on the app. They have a comic book coming out on the 26th, and then I think the Coca-Cola machine's coming out on the 28th. That's really Christmassy. I really wish we could have gotten that actually on Christmas, but and then we have more women. He's like, okay, how do we get more women on this app? Now, outside of me interviewing more women than any other community YouTuber out there, I would say what David had said was that they're going to have more things for women. Now, we already have Tokidoki stuff, which, I think a lot of women like that. I like that. I have all the Tokidokis. But I'm going to hope we get some My Little Pony. I'm going to hope we get some Hasbro here. He said that we are talking to all major brands, and all of the major brands that we already have and ones that we don't have. So the major brands, well, most people are probably going to hope for Mattel, because obviously Mattel has Barbie. The Barbie movie was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I like some of the lessons they taught there. I didn't really get emotional at any points, but I liked it. I thought it was fun. They had I want to see a sequel, like Ken Go. It was just good. Then they have, for Mattel, you have Hot Wheels. That would be amazing, and we have a lot of cars on here, so I think that would be fun. But yeah, Hasbro would have, you have G.I. Joe, you have Transformers, and you have My Little Pony. So My Little Pony would be really fun, but he did say we would have more stuff for women within the first couple months of 2024. Whatever that is, I don't know, but that's going to be really fun. Another thing when he mentioned partnerships. So I was talking, this is why you guys need a gold and silver Veve logo, because at one of the parties, I won't say which one, that you could only get into if you had a gold silver Veve logo. in New York, there was somebody from a big company. If we go by market cap, it is much bigger than Funko. So I'll say that. You have Funko, which is great. They are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. They did $1 billion in revenue last year. But even though they're worth, what, 320 something million dollars, the company that, the guy had revealed himself to me. He exposed himself, not in that way. But he had gone and said, yeah, well, I won't say when the announcers are, I won't say who it is, but the company that he represented was worth much, much more than Funko. So that's going to be really, really fun. I cannot wait for that. Probably in the first half of 2024, you'll see that. But again, that's why it's really important to get a gold and silver VeVe logo. If you don't know who somebody is, hey, Randy Chavez, how are you? And then, maybe it's somebody that is from a property that has not yet been announced. It's really important you get one of those and go to those parties, because then you get the alpha. And then we have I've taken a couple of notes here. Well, when I say notes, I mean screenshots of things. So let's take a look at some other stuff we have. Ooh, all right. Did I not make a video yesterday? I'm sure I did. Okay, we have Rudy that is selling his 1977 Yoda lightsaber. That's really cool. I don't know what he wants for that, but that's, the year Star Wars came out. I would love that. I would love it. Yep, chocolate milk. Niddle, shout out to Nick Caffey 1 that got the number 41 Stitch, paid $700 for it. Not the OG, but the platinum moment number 41. That is going to be worth much more than 700 in the future. Shout out to Mark Hun, who has 350 sets over on the VeVe, so good for him. Yep, got that. Earth 2 actually had its end of year update for Earth 2 PRV claim. Submit all claims in the next 24 hours, which is now likely 12 hours, to ensure your claim is evaluated before 2024. Claims submitted after this time may still be evaluated before 2024, but expect longer wait times as the claim evaluation slows down over the Christmas and New Year holidays. That'll return on 2 January 2024. SEC delays decision on Ethereum ETFs till May. So this is going to be an interesting one. If you look on Disney Pinnacle and you say, oh, hey, you've been added to their wait list, Disney Pinnacle goes and says at the bottom, Apple and Apple logo are trademarks of Apple Inc., registered in the US and other countries. I don't know why they had that right under their terms of service, but Disney and Apple do seem to be very close these days. You do have Disney that did appear at the Apple keynote earlier this year. There have been rumors that Bob Iger, who is maybe the last CEO of Disney, because Apple may actually just buy Disney. There's a lot of stuff going on. So Paramount is having a Warner Brothers DC. Warner Brothers might actually buy Paramount because they want like a streaming service like that. Disney had owned, obviously Disney Plus, but they had owned like 70-something% of Hulu. They had just finished buying the rest of Hulu. So it seems like all of these big companies are kind of merging here. So Warner Brothers Discovery might purchase Paramount. David was going and wearing a Paramount Plus hat in that interview. Paramount Plus obviously having Nickelodeon. I think Nickelodeon is one of the big things that we'll get. I think Hello Kitty is already on there, just because when you had an interview with me when I asked him a few months ago, hey, how do you go on and keep these licenses excited about Web3 when they went to Recur and Recur failed badly? How do you keep them going and keep the confidence? And he said, we already have, some of those licenses. So I'm pretty sure Nickelodeon and Hello Kitty are going to be on the release list for 2024 for VeVe. But where does Apple fit into that? The best time to raise money is when you don't need it. VeVe's making money hand over fist. They don't need it. I would love it if they were to go and to raise, let's say they're worth $2 billion. 10%'s a lot. 10%'s a lot. And that would be, 200 million. Raise 5%. Sell 5% of the shares, raise $100 million, and go nuts. go absolutely nuts. I would love to see them do something like that with someone like Apple. Because then we'd be on Apple their goggles, or even have Meta do it. Meta's really forward looking and forward thinking, and have them on the Meta Quest 3. I see all of these European influencers going and talking about Meta Quest 3. Would be heckin' amazing. I would love that. Moving on. Yep, my friend put way too much cheese on his pizza. So for the second day in a row, Veve had given away 100 gems, this time to Jagan Zalesri. I'd say that 5 times fast. I like that they're giving out hold card cash. Somebody mentioned yesterday, hey, what do you think about them giving away OMI? OMI is not a Veve product yet, so I don't think they can, but maybe someday. You got the Miles Morales thing that I was talking about, his first fight with Peter Parker on December 26th. That comes out. Tales from Riso goes and says, when Xmas Grail? And Veve says, the Grail is the holiday spirit and goodwill within you. Oh, that was clever. Oh, there's 69 viewers here. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. What we got here? Oh, we have Foster Hilt tomorrow. That he's the community manager for Akomi. He is going to go and be live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow to answer all your questions about Season 1 rewards for OMI. That's going to be on Discord tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, he's going to be answering all of your OMI questions related to Season 1. I know, oh God, David made his job so freaking hard. I know everyone's going to go and be like, what do you think of what David said yesterday? When is exchanges going to happen? When is more utility going to happen? Guys, he's really just there to answer about reward Season 1 for January, and how to go and bridge your OMI tokens. But yeah, I know it's going to be a crap show. Anyway, moving on here. And also shout out to Meta Money for the interview that she did with David. That, just for us getting all that alpha is really cool. Okay, nice. There's a logo out there for 4,500. Somebody go get that. Then you have, all right, sweepstakes winners. You have Jacob, iTrunks X, and AJ2287 that had won Discord giveaway for Veve. Yeah, a Veve Discord giveaway. So make sure to message Eagle Eyes for that. Oh, the resurrection of Kamala Khan. I don't know who it was. Somebody was like, when Veve sold the comic book, The Death of Kamala Khan, you had a couple people like, no! And I was like, no, it's okay. It's okay. She comes back as a mutant. I didn't want to say anything, spoilers, but clearly Veve did the spoiling. The resurrection of Kamala Khan and the revelation that she's a mutant. That is how she's actually, I think, the first mutant in the MCU. They did that earlier this year with the Ms. Marvel TV show. I've seen that twice already. That is so hecking good. They did also confirm the Young Avengers, which we knew they were setting up. I reported that multiple times, but they did actually report that yesterday. A Young Avengers movie. Kamala Khan's obviously going to be in there. She's obviously, well, I won't say what, but Kamala Khan's going to be in there. Kate Bishop. You have Cassie Lang. You have Kid Loki, and Alligator Loki is likely going to be in there as well. You're going to have Wiccan and Speed, which is Scarlet Witch's kids. I'm trying to think who else can be. Maybe Son of Hulk. You're going to have a couple. It'll be really, really fun. So I'm really excited for it. Moving on here. There is a fake Foster Hilt account, so please go and report that. If you find him, it's Foster Hilt with 2 T's. That's the fake one. The 1 T is the normal one. A buddy of mine happened to go a little bit hard here on the Secret Rare Return of the Jedi posters, and he has 24 of them. Like, my God, man. All right, I went over the buy wall, the sell wall that turned into a buy wall. Congrats to Pinky Collects, who's the winner of the Iron Man Funko giveaway that Comics and Crypto was doing. Lori Brenner had donated that collectible for an auction, and then Sergio Collects had donated one for a physical. He won an auction, so shout out to all those people. And then we have, okay, yep. Oh, that's going to be fun. Talk about that later. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. Oh, also a giveaway, 7-night stay at a hotel in France. You're obviously going to have to go and buy the plane tickets yourself, but If you're in that area, or if you're just like, hey, I have no problem buying the plane tickets. If you want to put me up in a 3-bedroom suite for 7 days, you can. Well, Squid Cat goes and talks before saying Gold Dragon Club is partnering with Randy Chavez to give away another 7-night hotel stay in Paris, January 20th to the 27th, 2024. This is for Dragon holders or Gold and Silver logo holders. So you can only participate in this giveaway if you have a Golden Dragon or if you have a Gold and Silver VeVe logo. Got to give this utility wherever we can. So it is 1 entry per verified item. So if you go and you have both of them, you have multiple entries. If you have multiple, you're going to get multiple entries in general. Dragon holders, DM MikeCat4. Logo holders, DM me, Real Randy Chavez, and let us know if you want to participate in this giveaway. Please only participate in this raffle giveaway if you're actually going to be able to make it. And then, yeah, that's it. So let me go, and before I go and answer the questions, which I've only been talking for 25 minutes, so that's really not bad. I'm going to go to my channel, and I'm going to go to the live aspect, and I'm going to go and ask everyone to smash this like button. That is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon. Oh, thank you. Far too kind. I see so many people doing that already. Oh, what is the... Oh, lordy. All right. There's a lot of messages that I'm not going to get back to tonight. We're going to go with Wes saying, let's get this bread. Probably the dumbest question I've ever heard was when David was asked about security. Yeah, obviously it's not. But, shout out to him for actually answering it like a real question. Chago Solos, give me that heart. Squid Cat saying, let's get this bread. Dragons. The Unreal Chandy Revez saying, oh, imposter of thy, what have thou thought of Spider-Man #2 coming to VeVe on the 26th of December? Will this comic sell out, or will it fly like Titanic 2? Which is actually real, Google it. Yeah. We're probably not going to sell out. People are going away for the holidays. VeVe's probably going to be on the back burner for a lot of people. But I've seen a couple of different Titanic movies. One of which is the I think it's like the story of like the rats that are on board, or the mice family that's on board the Titanic. There are some really, really bad movies out there. I haven't seen Titanic 2 though. I have heard it was bad. Vladimir Kolombet says, thanks for going live, Randy. So many bombs dropped. Got me excited. Same. Michael James says, nice to catch you live, Randy. Cheers for the vids. Of course. I do what is requested of me at all times. I have no life of my own. Jacob Torres says, have me in the thumbnail. It's awesome. Yeah, you asked the question. So you deserve your day. And there was somebody, it was like 2 years ago. He had just been in the thumbnail and is like, I ran and told my mom that I was in a Randy Chavez thumbnail. I was like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. But I guess, he was happy. So I hope you're happy and you tell your mom, Mrs. Torres, that you are in a Randy Chavez thumbnail. Omar Kasadi says, hi fam. Hi Omar. I hurt my shoulder. I think it was benching last week. I haven't been in the gym in a couple days, so just been doing some cardio. Cool Mo says, hey fam, what up Cool Mo? How's it going? Yeah. Prince Toby saying, Randy is the GOAT. His fakes may claim otherwise, but we all know he is the real Randy Chavez. A goat among a goats, an emperor of OMI and king of kitties, and the supreme VeVe streamer. Dude, you hyping me up right now, Prince Toby. I'm gonna take a picture of that for future reference, because and there we go. Okay. Moving on. J-Met says, what up, OMI bro? What's up, J-Met? How's it going, fam? Hope you're doing well. Stan says, any info on VeVe's relationship with Immutable X? It's good. They're cool guys. I've met them before as well. They're chill. Immutable X has an amazing inventory of upcoming games, and I'm hoping VeVe has connections with the devs of those upcoming games and possible NFT drops from those games. We did that thing with Ubisoft recently, and I'm not talking about the rabbits. I'm talking about the actual Ubisoft thing that VeVe people can go Discord. You can mint certain things only if you're a VeVe fan person, or if you have rabbits, something like that. It was cool. So they are talking to everyone, and if we go and we take a look at VeVeVerse, who can build in there? Well, right now it's just in beta, but I guarantee you that yes, there are the average person like you and me, even though I'm not in yet. There is the non-average person that maybe represents an entity. That it's not just going to be single people visiting VeVeVerse. There's going to be other major people go. So let me put it this way to you. You have a corporation like Wendy's. Wendy's has filed for their metaverse, and the Wendyverse looks pretty awesome. You have CVS filing for their metaverse. I don't know what that means, what they're going to do, but they're going to have a lot of companies try and build one on their own, and it's going to fail. And then you're going to have companies go and be like, okay, where is there a really cool metaverse that we could build in? I mean, Fortnite's kind of becoming a metaverse. You have Roblox that's has a bunch of mini games in there. Well, where's some really cool IP? Well, Vivi's got the best IP. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have a Disney World in the metaverse, at least not yet. I think Disney would be open to that eventually. But I would say you could have the smaller ones go and build first. We know Ron English Delusionville's in there. That'll be one of the first ones we get. The other ones we don't know yet, but I will report on it as soon as I find out. And I would say that a lot of people or a lot of companies that are on Immutable X, because Immutable X has all of the freaking partnerships, is a good shot that they'll have something with VV in the future. M Ice saying when they give exchanges OMI to list, the exchange dumps that OMI on existing holders. How much OMI will they have to give an exchange? All right, let me go and read this real quick. Saying when they give exchanges OMI to list, the exchange dumps that. Well, I mean, it's meant so that people could buy it. So it's meant like the exchange doesn't just go and sell it and then they just reap the benefits of that. What exchanges do, like again, would happen with 4chan, Grumpy Cat, and Bojack. You go on and you have the. I don't think it happened for Bojack yet, but for Grumpy Cat and 4chan, I've helped do this. They go and they hold that there, and that's their nut, like that's their home crypto base. And in case there's not enough liquidity of people selling, okay, yes, they use that so people can buy it on that exchange, and then eventually you have people going, okay, they buy and sell, but that's what it's for. Like the exchanges don't take that and immediately just sell it and dump it. Like it's there for people to go and trade. How much OMI will they have given to an exchange to list? It depends. Like some exchanges they only require, like $10,000 or $20,000. Some exchanges require $100,000. Some exchanges require, it's a 7-figure word to list. Some exchanges just go and be like, you know what? I'm just gonna renegade list, and they do that anyway just for the fees. So I mean, OMI, Komi and Vivi could essentially, okay, just do the math. Okay, how much do you need to have, 1 million in volume? And then you just go do the math, and that's how many millions or billions they would have to give if they were to do that, which I don't know if they are. I don't know that's the route that they're going, but we'll see. Bill Gardner says, yeah, it would be great to buy up Earth 2 coin with OMI or vice versa. Dude, I've bought a lot here at the 0006 mark. We don't even need to reach a penny. We just 10x from here. I will have no problem going and selling some OMI to get some Earth 2 essence. If Earth 2 comes out, which again, it is very likely that we're going to have at least 1 billion essence tokens shaved off. Originally, we had, it had kind of been leaked to us. Well, we'll have a 5 billion essence circulating supply, or at least, that could ever be in circulation. And then they kind of looked and decided, that's too much. So it's possible that we have the perfect storm for Earth 2's essence would be that it lists. Let's say we have, let's say 1 billion. I mean, it's going to be likely we're going to have a lot more than 1 billion tokens. We'll probably have a couple billion, but let's say it's 1 billion. And they go and they say, okay, here's the exchanges that we're on, and you have a bunch of people, let's say like me, let's say Aria Realty, I don't know. I mean, let's say Wraithax, let's say you, Bill Garner. Let's say you have people sell when it gets listed, and let's say at 1 billion tokens, let's say 1 cent. 10 cent would be 100 million. 1 cent is a $10 million market cap. I am not selling any of my Essence tokens if we're at a $10 million market cap at 1 cent. That's silly. Um, I will go on. I'll buy. Oh God, I'd buy $100,000 worth of Essence at that point. Because at that point, if I only have 40,000 Essence, what is that? $400? No, I'll go and I'll buy $100,000 worth of Essence, and then I'll sell when it goes to like a dollar. when it does that 100x. But again, I don't think that it's going to start off at 1 cent. But if it comes out and it's like, oh, $10 million market cap, or even if it comes out at 20 million and then people start selling down because, again, people are going to take some profit. Again, I know Ari Realty, I know Raythex, they're not going to sell if this is 1 penny. It's likely going to be, we're likely going to have a couple billion tokens. It's likely going to be, but let's just say it's a billion, which it's not, but let's say it is. God, there's no reason why Essence shouldn't be multiple dollars. There's no reason why Essence shouldn't get up. Like it has more active users, monthly users than OMI than Veve does right now. There's no reason why they should not be a multi-billion-dollar project as soon as they list that token. As soon as they, oh God, that's gonna be insane. Now again, the opposite could happen. David, yeah, is talking about exchanges. Like, yeah, we've applied to these exchanges. We're just waiting on them. It seems that we do have enough utility now, whether it's soft staking for MCP points or further soft staking for bronze tickets. That utility is apparently enough. Yeah, I mean, there's other tokens with no utility that are listed on these major exchanges. Bonk, Doge. Well, I think Doge you could use. Like other places are using Doge where you could buy it, where you could use it to buy things. But you have, I mean, we have that with OMI already. Like we have that with, Steve Cannon. He's a major famous photographer. He's a high-end photographer. His stuff sells for tens of thousands of dollars. And you could use OMI to get yourself a discount on those. That's freaking incredible. You have, but yeah, the opposite could happen where because it's up to the exchanges, we could not get listed until the second half of the year. If Essence goes up and gets listed beforehand, and suddenly Essence is at $2 and I have $80,000, yeah, I'll sell 10%. I'll sell it. I'll get $8,000. I'll buy another 10 million OMI. Hell, I'll sell 20%, and I'll get 40 million OMI. I'll blow right past 200 million. I have no issue doing that. But it depends what happens first. We'll see. Prince Toby says, Randy, if you ever get your acting gig together, would you be interested in making a movie where aliens invade Earth and various cryptids, werewolves, Bigfoot, Goatman, etc., band together to fight them? Dude. Okay, so part of why I cannot go to France is because, yes, the movie that I'm in is starting to film in January, so I will be doing that. I think my last podcast will be with Uncle Jeremy. Not my last one ever. It's just excuse me. If I'll still be making videos because they have this new rule, 12 on, 12 off rule. Where back in the day, like 10 years ago, or even like 8 years ago, if you were in the film industry, you were working 16, 18-hour days. Then eventually they say, okay, the unionized 12 on, 12 off rule. You work for 12 hours, you're off for 12 hours. I will be likely, working and then working out, and then maybe I'll have time for video. I don't know, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to keep up with this with both. So, we'll see. But yeah, and that's just the first one. I have Darcy Donovan's movie, which is probably going to be late 2024. But I'm thankful to be able to do one, rest for a little bit, and then do the other. But yeah, so there's actually a Ask Reddit or it's a writing prompt on Reddit where they're saying like, oh, write a story in which Cthulhu write a story about Cthulhu. So it's the government. It's like aliens are attacking. Like crap is going down. It is not good to be a human in this story. And then this 4-star general goes in and knocks on Cthulhu's door, like in Hollow Earth, like in Antarctica, wherever. And Cthulhu goes out and says like, listen, I know humanity needs me, whatever, and we have this contract. You leave me alone. You keep humans out of this hollow earth, and I don't fudge you guys up. But I don't want to do this. I don't want to be fighting these aliens. I don't have any problem with these aliens. And then he goes and he looks at his crib. There's a little baby Cthulhu. He's like, for you, because then the government's like, well, I guess, they kill us, they're going to kill you next. So then he goes in and he fights the aliens, and it's epic. So yes, Prince Toby, I would absolutely love doing something like that, a movie like that. Bilgar says the Earth 2 video has 300,000 views in 2-ish weeks. How do you know Earth 2 is currently bigger than Veve, which might not be forever? That might be. Ooh, what is this? Oh, what? All right, hang on. Oh Lord. All right, sorry guys, we're not. Fudge. All right, I'm not getting back to any of those messages tonight. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, I'm very, very bullish on both of these. I don't know which metaverse is going to be better or bigger. IP wise, yeah, Veve's got that in the bag. No other metaverse is going to have the same IP as Veve. Like, they won't. Not for years. Like a decade, maybe. But as far as how beautiful something looks, people inside the VeVeVerse, they know exactly how insanely good and insanely beautiful that is. If you are not in the beta, all you've seen of the VeVeVerse is really just what Tales from Riso put out, which is fine, but it's not the quality that you'll see in the VeVeVerse. Earth 2, though, that is the prettiest looking metaverse I think right now on the market. The drone video game that is within that. Oh my God, this is beautiful. So right now, of what people can see and sentiment, Earth 2 looks prettier. VeVeVerse will have better IP. Gamification. I mean, Earth 2 literally bought the drone video game to release here for free. Gamification is likely not going to come to VeVeVerse. Maybe not till 2025. You have the home space, you have OMI to accessory that's going to come. That'll be in the first half. Like, we'll get that very quickly. And then you have IP branded worlds. That's going to be a major boost as well. And then you'll likely get that in middle of the year. But then after that, you have the gamification's last for VeVeVerse. You have the customizable avatars. That's cool. That shouldn't be too hard either. But gamification, I just don't think we get all 4 of those things in 2024. It just seems like that's really a lot to ask, considering Veve had said we're going to get all those things this year, and we got none of them this year. So I would say expect 2. Expect phase 1 in Q1, maybe even Q2. Expect phase 2, which is going to be the IP branded worlds. I would say middle of the year. And then, we'll likely get the customizable avatars. I don't know why that would take any longer than a month. That should be fairly simple. But that gamification might just take a while. I'm trying to lower these expectations here. But yeah, that Earth, they're both going to be massive. I don't know which one's going to be bigger. Big A says Hello Kitty would be good, and the fact that they were on Recur means they are open to lending their IP to the space. Yeah, we've had Hello Kitty in the past. That's no issue. That'll be. I'm sure we have that. Like, I'm 95% sure we have that. There should be no issue with that. Gabriel Druin says, did not like the sentiment from that interview with David Yu. Oh, dude, I love the sentiment from that. Like, they're talking about the token. Like, they've never done this before. So this is. I'm very excited. Bogar says, Tokimondo Kingdos, come at me, bruh, on Stacker. On Stacker, I'm on top. Wait, are you really? Oh my God, good for you, Bill Gardner. Good for you, mother flapper. Dude, I'm so addicted to Stacker. For anyone that's got a touch of the tism, or anyone that just likes to see their name on leaderboards and up in lights, use Stacker. You get to see who the top is of everything. And that's, God, that type of value, that type of data is invaluable when looking to make purchases. When you see something that, oh, really no person has more than like 3 or 4 of these things. When somebody's stacking like dozens of these things, you know it's big. Like Squid Labs, he's got what does he have? He has 22 Amazing Fantasy 15s. Dr. Prophet only has 11, and it's secret rares. Now, Dr. Prophet also has 79 secret rare Spider-Mans. So, that's a lot. He's got all like 41 through 45 Day of the Dead ultra rare stamps, which is insane. He's This is why I really like the gold logo. For the gold logo, you get to see in that. I'm trying to talk to a buddy of mine, and he'll get one eventually. He should get one now. It's only $4,500. I told him that, and I was like, hey, listen, you have, out of the 500 gold logos that were minted, 1 through 40 are obviously not there, so you're down to 460. And after that, there's like, I don't know, 70 of them that are also yet to be redeemed. So currently, if you take that, 130 minus from 500, okay, that's 370. Out of the 70 that are yet to be redeemed, I'm going to say at least 30 of those are gone forever. Because when David handed these out, nobody knew what they were, and David also handed these out to people that were like new to the app. So it was truly random at that time, and some people like they probably threw them out, and some people probably not only threw them out, or they shredded them, or they lost them, like whatever it was. So yeah, this is a really really big is a really big thing that and so you already have like 190 people in that Telegram group with David. He's in there, and with that you can go and kind of guess. Okay, well, there's 190 that are taken off the board that are likely never going to be sold, and that's just if everybody had one. There are multiple people in that group that have multiple items. Like I have 2 gold and silver logos. Bill Gardner has 2. Dr. Prophet has 3. Yeah, I think King Mabs has a couple. There's somebody that has like 5. There are multiple people that have 2 or more logos. So you're really looking at like 220. Um, it's not really 190. It's like 220. So there's a lot of these that are already spoken for and that are pretty locked up. Now, obviously, I'll probably sell one. Now, one of mine is the number 41. The only way you're getting that, if that and the other logos are in a combined sale of like $100,000. I don't see anyone really paying that right now. I know one person that, well, I know many people that could, but one person might do something like that because he's a big, big whale and he wants the best of the best. And the only reason that I would sell that is because it would be good for Veve to let them know, oh, hey, here's a 6-figure deal that just happened. That's really the only reason. But yeah, so Bill Gardner, as you were talking about Stacker and all that, that's what I went. Vladimir Colombo says, didn't David say OMI to NFT is coming? I thought it'll come at some point. I would expect OMI to gem first. So OMI to gem will come beforehand. And like he did say trading as well. They were talking about trading and saying, hey, when can we go and do this? When can we be collectors and trade with each other? And David had gone and said, we're working on that, but there's money laundering issues, there's regulatory issues. We just have to figure out a way to do that. You might see other people do that. But they're working on it. They'll figure it out. But OMI to gem is likely to come first, and then OMI to NFT. And then you have, so they mentioned Pokemon. David has mentioned before, yeah, we're in talks with them. And somebody had said, okay, are y'all still in talks with Pokemon? So David had said, we're in talks with a lot of major brands. Some brands we can't even say that we're in talks with. Maybe that is possibly one of the things that Pokemon and Nintendo have said. Originally, like 10 years ago, we were supposed to get a Legend of Zelda Netflix series. And somebody that worked for Netflix leaked it on Twitter. And then Nintendo's like, all right, if this is how you handle like secrecy, we're done. And they straight up dropped them right there. It was already in production. They'd already spent money on it. They'd already done casting, and Nintendo's like, nope, F you. So I could imagine that as David was talking to Pokemon, Nintendo might have stepped in and be like, okay, in order to take this to the next level, you cannot say that we're working with you. And I could picture that happening. And I could picture that's why David said, we're talking with a lot of people. I can't say which brands they are, because that is a very Nintendo thing to do. So that's actually, in my opinion, that's bullish. Because if he was saying, yeah, we're in talks with Pokemon still, then to my mind, Nintendo might not have been part of the conversation, even though they're already 33% owner. But the fact that he didn't say Pokemon by name, and he said we're in talks with a lot of people and a lot of brands, that to me says that Nintendo has stepped up and says we'll take this to the next level, and we'll go and further negotiations, but you can't mention this to anyone anymore, which is fine. I am 100% on board with that. That smell reeks of Nintendo, which I love. Clearly, big Nintendo fan. Moving on. VV Wheel says, "Let's go. Let's get this red. I love this game. Thank you for being a member." From Colombia says, "What do you think when you hear about the Essence token?" I think that already it's got a lot of utility, and there's going to be more to come. And you have so many, and it's deflationary too. You have a lot of things that could really happen where Essence outperforms OMI. I'm very, very excited when I want to hear. I think utility, I think metaverse token, I think a lot of places are going to list that. They would just take a look at the amount of active. Earth 2 has 150,000 monthly active users. The amount of activity on there is insane. It is much, much higher than the VV app. They will get listed no problem. There should be no issue. Bill Garner says, "My collectible says the secret rare on that Spidey 2 comic is $1,200 in the real world." Probably not a ton then. Probably not a ton. Jacob Torres says, "Oh, I'm telling my mom." That's so great. I love that. Pavle Panstadomerovich saying, "We got next. Let's go." We do. I cannot wait. I love you, man. Love you, man. Getsy says, "What up, Randy? Let's heckin' go." What up, Getsy? How's it going, fam? And thank you all for being here with me to go and really just... Oh, who dis? Oh, how much? How's it? Yeah, thank you guys for being here with me to just kind of chill and, what do you call it? Experience this after David interview awesomeness. I'm sorry, there we go. Go in and put the charger on. Good dash. Oh, where were we? Pablo says, "Let's get the spread." Bill Gardner says, "Essence, I will be buying up to $1." Dude, could you imagine if we get super lucky and it comes out at like 10 cents? And we just, oh my God, we ball out. I love that game so much. Pablo says, "VV Easter in the Stealing Manhattan full feature." Pablo, can I wear one of my shirts? I will. Oh my God, no heckin' way. Well, you posted it out there. I'm gonna tell people. I'm gonna tell everybody. If I die, I'm gonna tell the Lord. Moving on. Ab says, "Randy, you missed my question in the chat. Oh my God, the words of Loki. How could you?" Wait. All right, hold on. You, Intermittent, Jacob, Kumo, J-Met, Stan, M. Ice, Garner, Bill Garner again, Vladimir, Wallet, Jacob. Abs, I don't see your comment in the chat. It said, the words of Loki. How could you? Haha. Ms. Planet Prophet, give me those thumbs up. Pablo says, "Randy will be fully booked soon." Oh, dude, I can't wait. Oh, dude, I can wait. I'm ready. I'm ready, brother. You have no idea. Abs said, Wes says, "Abs, you never asked a question." Yeah, I didn't see it either. I says, "Wes, of course I did. I'll copy and paste it." Meow. Thank you. Ms. Planet Prophet says, "Other people will have Disney and Marvel IP." Disney maybe, Marvel not for a while, like not for a long time. Planet Prophet says, "Already have some more IP." Yeah, we have the best IP. Bill Garner says, "Interesting. Shane used a Tommy Prophet song on the video Mad World." Oh yeah. I wonder if he paid for that. Such a good. That is really good. The Tears for Fears one's obviously the OG. That's the OG song that all around me are familiar faces. Tears for Fears is so good. But the Gary Jules ones is probably the one that we all know, and I think for different reasons. For me or any gamer, you knew Gary Jules' Mad World because of Gears of War. That trailer, all around me are familiar faces, worn out. That's and I think at one point we listened to it in like an English class in high school. I don't really remember too much of high school, or most of before I was 18, 19. But yeah, so now some people are gonna know Mad World because of that video. Unprof says, do Earth 2 have identity they use yet, such as Web3 domain names? We have a lot of stuff over there that we're using. Take your pick. The domain names are like Wraithax has the most, I think. But again, take your pick with that. Whale Group, Pokemon. What about Whale Group and what about Pokemon? Planet Profit, we need full sentences. Mogar says, we got Nintendo in the bag. I'm calling it. I think negotiations are going very, very well. And I think Nintendo sees where I'm really hoping that they've seen a couple of my videos talking about them and talking about why Veve is the best choice for them. So your question was above the M Ice comment? I don't see it there. Like I don't see it. Like above M Ice for me is Stan. Yeah, so just type it again, Abs, because I don't see it. Oh, all right. There, I'm caught up. I am caught up with the Bill Gators says Jasmine is the best choice for Nintendo. I don't even know what Jasmine is. I will take a look, but I'm gonna go and say before I even know what it is, Nintendo should go with Veve. But let me take a look at Jasmine. Maybe Jasmine blows me out of the water. Maybe it blows my mind. Jasmine NFT. Jasmine NFT Marketplace. Yeah, I've never. No, it's not. I'll tell you right. It's from the Sony guys. That's even impressing me even less. If as long as they're good peeps, I wish them success. But I really don't believe that this is going to be a. If these are just pixelated 2D images, I would never tell anyone to buy these. Like I would never tell any of my whales, like, yeah, buy these pixelated images of something that nobody's ever heard of, and they now again, could these absolutely blow up? Could these Jasmine Clubhouse members absolutely get on a roll and they go from 0.01 list price to 1 list price and they 100x? Yeah, sure, that could happen. Happens all the time. Things pump for absolutely no reason whatsoever, and that could happen here. Would I ever recommend buying these to any of my whales? No, I would not. For you guys, I have no idea. I don't give financial advice to you guys. Okay, who dis? Here, okay. I'm thinking. Oh. Much due diligence as they. Okay, yep. Patient, listen. Talking live. Loved the interview. Okay, moving on here. Mr. Planet Prop says, Randy to the moon. Thank you. Kick and Bay says, look at Solana. Bull market has arrived. Get ready. Yeah, we can go and take a look at see what OMI's done here, and then take a look at what the rest of the market has done. OMI down about 0.4% today. 816,000 in volume. That is a big increase from what had happened yesterday, because yesterday we were at like 500 something. But let's look at the CoinGecko. And let's see. All right, Bitcoin up 1.5, Ethereum up 2.8, BNB up 5.6, Solana up 17.7%. Shout out to them. XRP up 1.8, Cardano up 9.5, Lido staked up 2.9, Avalanche up 7.6, Dogecoin up 14.1. Dogecoin is not in the top Dogecoin up 4.1. I'm sorry. Polkadot up 18.5. Polkadot is within 3 billion now of Dogecoin. Dogecoin could continue dropping in the standings, even though the market cap could be getting bigger. Mr. Planet Profit says, if we're talking about tokens, all you need is Bitcoin, OMI, and stacks. Get that bread. Mr. Planet Profit says, Bitcoin's first, stacks second, OMI is third, not financial advice. Yes, of course. Obviously, I'm just reading what he has on there. Is this something that I can get into? What is this? All right, so we have the Veve announcements. Veve Quest 2. I am Commander Eagle of the Binary Army. I'm sending you this message from within the VeVeVerse. Rebels that call themselves the Fathers of the United Destruction are trying to subvert the VeVeVerse. They have built a device which is capable of delivering a 1.21 gigawatt electromagnetic pulse. A catastrophe of this magnitude would surely end the VeVeVerse. The Binary Army has located the device, but we are not able to defuse it on our own. We have discovered that the codes to arm the device were sent from the outside the VeVeVerse. The origin of the signal has been traced to the X terminal within your Discord. To join the fight, you must find the X terminal to proceed. Be sure to check all of the threads within your server. When you find type X-answer boot, we'll be in touch. Commander Eagle. That is really cool. That's a really, really fun thing. X terminal proceed. Be sure to check all your threads within the server. Go to the Veve Discord arcade announcement. That's really fun. I'm really, really happy that they're doing fun stuff like that. I'll give them an eggplant emoji. Moving on here. Bill Gators says, hopefully OMI start moving before the crypto bull run. First and last super cycle. I hope they start moving as well. I do think we need exchanges. So I would like to taper the expectations again and say, don't expect OMI to pump in the next 2 months. Expect OMI to pump after we get exchanges. Whenever that is. I don't know. Ooh. Carlos Castron says, why did you blame Fudders for not having exchanges because of bad community? Well, that's where part of the blame should go. It's through a bunch of people that had broken terms of service and got themselves banned, and now all they do is FUD. And when you have exchanges, again, I've seen this before. I've worked with these guys before, and they see bad community sentiment. They don't want to list. Like that's true for any exchange and any token. So that could possibly be one of the reasons why they don't list or they haven't listed yet. I was saying, hey Randy, always loving the uploads. Respect the hard work. Respect. Grumpy Cat on Coinbase Wallet is the real one I can buy. Bojack Telegram, is that also the real coin on Uniswap? So the Bojack Telegram link down below. Do I have the Grumpy Cat Telegram? I'm sure I do. Let me check. I'm into Feesh. Friends, okay. Predator Project. Oops, stealing Manhattan. Grumpy Cat Telegram is down below, and Bojack Telegram is down below. Just ask in there, hey guys, which one do I buy? And they'll let you know. They'll give you the link. Kick and Base says, Veve needs to time this bull market correctly. Can't be too slow. I definitely want these. I mean, worst case scenario, we miss the whole bull market. Worst case scenario, nothing happens in like 15 months. And, early 2025, when the bull runs over, then we start. So a worst case scenario, like that's it. We wait like another 4 years. Oh, Kick and Base says Veve needs. Yep, just read that. Carlos says FU Fudders. Agreed. Big A says, y'all keep talking about the future bull run. Look at the market. Bull run started at least 3 months ago. Solana, AVAX, Injective, etc. It's going to be hard to tell when the bull run started. I mean, yeah, you could make the argument that, okay, when was Bitcoin its lowest? When it was at like 16K or something like that. And then, it's done like almost a tripling since then. Then yeah, you could make that argument. The time started from when it. I feel like October, which I guess was 2 months ago. So yeah, that's fair. It's a fair point. Kick and Base says, did you see the Immutable news? Launch Passport, which lets users use their NFTs in multiple games, basic interoperability. I knew they were working on that. I did not know that that had launched today, so that's really great. Why do I keep doing this? Should I have time? Oh, here's free. Haha, all good. Okay. And I think that should be it. No, one else. Bill Gator says, if they miss this bull market, OMI will be dead. I bet anyone that will happen. Trust me on that. No, it's not. I mean, there's still going to be use for the token. Like, the token's still going to be used in the VeVeVerse for OMI to gem, for NFTs. So, again, like, the token's never going to die. I mean, everything's going to die. And I don't know, 100 years we'll all be dead. Was saying Solana has already done a 10x in the last 3 months. OMI has lost money. Yeah, Solana has been beasting it out. Can it continue? Are we going to have a pullback? I don't know. I mean, from like a year from now, Solana will be up again. But you know, in the short term, what happens? You know, does Solana does it do a retrace? Are there going to be no retraces? Are we just going to have these Bitcoin ETFs just go boom, 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 and then in a couple months after that, are the Ethereum ETFs going to go boom, 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 and then we just have boom, boom, boom for like 12 months, or are we going to have a little bit of a pullback before that? We don't know. Marco Orzar says, any chance to buy and sell OMI within the VV app, or are there legal constraints? Yeah, that'll happen at some point, but that's likely not going to be for several months. The reason just being is, yes, there are regulatory concerns, but they also have to go and you have to figure a bunch of stuff out. So yes, they do have to navigate those regulatory waters, and there's other stuff that really is kind of on the docket first before they go and go balls to the walls on that. Sadbox saying, where can I find instructions on how to transfer OMI from Bit4X to Akomi? Foster Hilt did a video. Oh no, Akomi did a video on that recently. Obviously, Foster Hilt being the community manager of Akomi, he had done a video on that. So just YouTube Akomi, Foster Hilt, or just go to Akomi's Twitter. And on Akomi's Twitter, you know, Foster had linked a video to that. So go and do that. Bill Garner says, I have 320 Tales of Suspense number 77. I was thinking hard. Or hold on. Let me get a picture of that, because that is heckin' amazing. 1,400 many people that go absolutely insane with some of this stuff. Carlos Castron says, Trump out of elections, worrisome. No, one, Trump is not out of the elections. So you know, please don't spread the fake news. But he's not out. Wes saying, OMI could in theory miss the bull run, but actually pump during the next bear market when they deliver. Yeah, that's possible. I mean, in theory, anything could miss the bull run, but yeah. I mean, it's more likely that OMI's going to miss the bull run than Solana, because Solana's already pumped 10x and it's already established everything, and it's already on all of these exchanges. Carlos, Crazy Dan 420 says, at Carlos, Trump will still win. Yeah, the election's going to be wild. You have and I had talked about this. I talk about this a lot, not here, but on Facebook and other places. It's really sad to see like that major tribalism. Like, oh, if you don't like what I like, then you know you're like so. I have been accused of being alt-right. Like let me find this video for y'all. Let me go and I don't know when this was posted. Why I'm alt-right. Obviously, I'm not wrong. Okay, hold on. Randy Chavez, alt-right. Okay, I know what I have to do. I have to go to the Facebook, and then I have to go and put alt-right in the post, and then I have to search post from me, and I will look at it in 3, 2, 1. I will show you. Oh, it says, all right, why am I alt-right? And obviously it's a clickbait title. Look at me with my much shorter hair and my luscious beard. This was uploaded on 29 October 2020. And the reason why I had put that title is because I was accused of being alt-right And what they mean, in case people don't know what that means, alt-right can be defined as someone that is on the right side of the spectrum, politically, but take it way too far. Actually, let's just go and Google this. I don't want to accidentally mess this up. So if I Google alt-right and get you the exact Webster definition of it, and hopefully nothing crazy comes up. Abbreviated alternative right is a far right white nationalist movement. So yes, people had accused me of being a part of a far right white nationalist movement. I don't know why. I'm clearly very brown. I'm clearly not white. I'm clearly a minority. Last name's Chavez. Like, come on, guys. So yeah, people are like, just because I wouldn't say that like Trump is a Nazi. Like, do you guys know the definition of a Nazi? Like, that is a horribly horrendous person that would have no issue killing a group of people or groups of people just because of the way they look. And no, I don't think Trump is like that at all. So obviously you have some stuff on the right as well, like, oh, you're a left, you're a liberal, you want to take away my guns. And, I get it. You have that whole big dynamic. But what I'm really happy about is a lot of these people that are kind of just like done with the political, like whatever. And they're just like, listen, can we just be cool with each other? Can we just be chill? And a lot of people not voting because they're like, listen, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does. I mean, the fiscal policy and financial policy, the wars we get into or don't get into, that affects it. But the day-to-day lives, how much is it really affected by a ballot poll? Anywho, I don't want to get all into that, but somebody baited me. Now, where was I? Term service, yeah, very true. West, more reasons to be diversified. Yeah, I mean, being diversified, you get, not everything pumps at once. So if you're in 10 different things and only 3 of them pump, okay, well, these 3 pump, and as long as you're in other good projects, but okay, these pumped, I'm going to take profits here and put it back into these things, and then 2 more of them pump, same thing, and eventually, you get a lot of stuff. Kick and Base says we need a sub 60-year-old president that actually knows what Bitcoin is. I would like a technologically literate president as well. Carlos Castro says America. Team America. Heck yeah. Team America. Heck yeah. So Vivek is a great choice for America. I like him. I like Vivek. Sandbox says, according to himself, he is anti-crypto and pro-US dollar. We'll need a candidate that is pro-crypto. You think Biden is pro-crypto? None of these guys are pro-crypto. Like, they're not. Kick and Base says, they're all closed-minded with egos bigger than the multiverse. Okay, fair point. That's fair. Carlos Castro says, Trump has his own NFT collection. Yes, he does. And he's made a lot of money with it, too. Big A says, I don't like either one, but it's been a lot more quiet the last 3 years with Biden. Under Trump, literally every day was a scandal and everyone was arguing. I mean, maybe you're on certain things less, but I am constantly seeing arguing. It doesn't matter who's president. Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden, like, they're all arguing every single day. I mean, that's just what I've seen. And I don't go looking for this at all. I'm trying to just buy my Marvel Mighties here, trying to buy my Lokis. I'm trying to get more OMI. I'm not going and looking for political posts. I don't really follow any political. I mean, I follow Greg Schultz, who's Biden's campaign manager, because, we're homies and I've interviewed him. He's a cool dude. And Nancy Mace is a friend of mine, but I don't like go and follow, oh, I like this politician, I like this one. I mean, sometimes if I know them and they're cool people, yeah, I'll follow, but I don't really go looking for political stuff. I'm really just trying to go and take care of Dashi and all that jazz. Carlos says, okay, for real, I live under a rock. Big A says, I bought Trump cards from last drop, and they have in fine print they aren't tradable till last day of 2024. I hope Trump loses for rugging me. Maybe you'll be able to trade soon. Incorrigible Goat Slayers, Hunter Biden's laptop. Yeah, okay, yeah, fair point. Yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff for everyone in that political sphere. Kicking base says, Randy, you just need to be president and make OMI the national currency. So I actually cannot be president. One, because I'm too young. You need to be 35 to be president. But also, two, as much as I bleed red, white, and blue, as much as I love America, serve this country proudly, very proud of my service, would love to go back in, I was actually not born in this country. Despite me having stellar English and wanting to build a wall, I was actually born in Peru, and I immigrated here when I was very young. So I'm first generation Peruvian. And because I was not born in the United States, because I was born on a different patch of dirt with invisible lines on it, I cannot be president. I'd be congressman, I could be senator, I could be everything else. But because I was not born on U.S. soil, I unfortunately cannot be president. Now, they could amend that in the Constitution. They could amend that somewhere. Arnold Schwarzenegger would love to be president, but unfortunately, I cannot. Wes, take care of Dashi, a statue. Yeah. Wes says, Randy cannot be president. He is correct. I cannot. Well, Mama says, assistant to the president, maybe. I'd be vice president. There's nothing. So vice presidency is very weird. Like, for example, when Hillary ran in 2016, now Bill Clinton is not allowed to run because a president cannot serve more than 2 terms. But he could go as vice president. And, if Hillary had Bill Clinton as his vice president, and then something happened to Hillary, God forbid, he would then be president. It's not clear in the Constitution. Like, it's very, very gray that, well, he's serving as vice president, but he would have to serve. He's one heartbeat away from being president again. You're not allowed to run for president, but I think you can be president if you're vice president, and then not elected, but something happens. And then also on top of that, what else was it? The assistant. Oh, I had another thought. I forget what it was. But yeah, they cannot. But yeah, the same thing applies. I could run for vice president. I don't know how old you have to be vice president. It would likely be 35 as well, because that's how old you need to be president. And then same thing. I would have to go. And Taylor Swift is 34. She'd be 35 next year before she's sworn in. So even though Taylor Swift could run, and if Taylor Swift ran, she would probably win. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If Taylor Swift ran, she would likely win. You could run while you're underage. You could run while you're 34, as long as you're 35 by the time you're sworn in. So that's another weird thing. You could actually do that as well. Incorrigible Goat Slayer says, thankfully you're here tonight, Senor Chavez. I just jumped on YouTube and was glad to see you were still streaming after my workout. I am master streamer here. I'm master YouTuber. I'm master streamer. Mr. OMI. Mr. Veve. Good times. Moving on. Kick and Base says, you've seen it here first. Mr. Beast or The Rock will be president in 2028 and parties will be eliminated. There's a reason. If you go to my shorts on YouTube, one of the first ones I put out was me asking The Rock a question. And it was, hey, Rocky, everybody loves you. Will you ever run for president? Now, if I had more time, I would have been like, listen, Rock, I think you are a very charismatic person. Everyone seems to love you, and you love to really want to help people. Now, obviously, Hawaii has him way down in any poll that could be, so I don't think he's running this year. But I'd be like, listen, I think you would do a good job. When will you run for president? For the people. You're the people's champion. When will you run? But obviously, he just said, he smiled like, I'm not saying nothing. There are rumors that he will run. I don't, again, because of Hawaii, I don't think he'll do it this year. He'll likely do it, like you said, in 2028. Because this year, the too much negative backlash on Hawaii. But yeah, Mr. Beast would be great. He's young though too. He's in his 20s. He would have to take a while for him to get up there in age. Crazy Dan 420 saying maximum age limits for politicians should be made. Oh, preach! You are preaching to the choir. Um, I don't like when you have like Mitch McConnell, who's just he's glitching. That's what he does. Now, granted, President Biden has done that once or twice as well and falls down all the time. But when you have Dianne Feinstein, that literally needed an aide, like she literally needed a caretaker for her, and then you have Mitch McConnell going and just glitching out, like he's a robot that needs to be like reset. Yeah, you need to have age limits on this, or you need a competency test to be like, hey, do you know how to sign into your freaking email? Like how like that is stupid. Yeah, like now, I don't like Nancy Pelosi at all, but Nancy Pelosi does seem to have her wits about her. Like she has her wits about her enough to be very manipulative. You can't be anywhere without a mask. You can't do this. You need to mask up. And what does she do? She goes and gets her hair done, and she's not wearing a mask. So she's obviously there enough to go and be like, I'm gonna say this because I like to protect people, and I'm for the people. You don't care about grandmas if you're not wearing a mask, and then her not wearing a mask while getting her hair done. Um, so she's obviously competent enough to be manipulative. So I do think instead of just being like, hey, after 70 you can't be president, I really would like a competency test. Some people I know some people at 50 that are just like some people like even in their 40s that are just like I would not trust them managing a shrimp stand, let alone the country. But then I also know some very, very sharp people like in their 70s that like are just sharp and could lead. And I'd be like, you know what, if you had the experience of knowing what to do in political office, like I would vote for you. Um, so it does get hairy. It does get squirrely. Carlos Castro says, hold your OMI, hella overpowered technology coming up in a few years. Apple's VR headset coming in January. We were talking about Apple before and all the things that what could happen in the next. Oh, who is this? Uh, all right, let's get this spread. All right, we got somebody coming in. Oh my, oh God. All right, hold on. I did something where I accidentally X'd out of it. Oh, okay, never mind. How did you buy? Just put Uniswap. You can buy Uniswap on MMX or MMX on Uniswap. Um, MMX. Okay, hold on. This one. Um, and okay. Um, X. Sorry, I just given these guys some picks real quick. Um, those are my top picks aside from OMI. Yeah. Okay, moving on here. Kick and Bay says, agree, Chris Dan. Sleepin says, I'm too old to be president. No, you're not, Sleepin. Probably won't pass conversation. No, Sleepin. You, dude, I love you, man. I miss you. Sleepin, you should come on the podcast one day. Kick and Bay says, 35 to 60 age range would be best. I would say like 40. I mean, well, you need to get. A lot of times it happens with guys where guys have moments. I'll call them test moments where somebody tests you and you have a testosterone fueled moment where you just like. Now, this happens a lot when you're younger. You're young, dumb, and full of cum, and you're just gonna fight at any given notice. Like if you're a hothead, it's like what, and like you, and it's amazing to me how many people that don't know how to fight but are the first to be like, "You want to go? You want to go?" I've seen it in real life. I've seen it on World Star. Like these people are so hopped up and ready to fight, and they have no idea what the fudge they're doing. So I would say, and that feeling, those test moments, someone just looking at you the wrong. They're just, maybe they're just zoning out, like, why are you looking at me foul like that for? And they're ready to like cut your throat. Those moments lessen as you get older. I'm not saying I was always ready. I mean, when I was younger, I was a little hot headed. Sometimes as a lamb, but I would say 40 just because, like Now I'm a little fudged up. I'm a little. Maybe it's because boxing. Maybe it's because military. But there are times where I get like that. Like I'm ready to go. Like, heck it, let's go right now. I'll die right now. Let's do it. Um, it was on who was K Collections. It was on Kame's podcast where she had asked me for enjoyable moments, and one of them I mentioned, and Josh Emmett, when he gets on here one day, he'll say the same thing. There are a couple of really primal things that you can do in life that gets you amazing pleasure. One of the things happens to be with an intimate partner, but another really primal thing is for a very select amount of people is fighting, and I mean like being better and dodging, and then just your energy going from your knee to your hip to your shoulder to your fist and connecting with your opponent's ribs. There is something so primal about that, and it's a it's a fantastic feeling. Um, Obviously most people probably won't think like that, but again, those moments that I see, those test moments that I'm talking about, that you see with all of these, especially young people, it lessens as you get older. Like how many 50-year-olds do you see get in fights? Barely any. How many 16-year-olds fight like every day? So I would like to see it, at 30, I'm 33 now, it was my birthday a couple days ago. And, I said, I still get those moments. They're obviously much, much less, few and very far between, but, yeah, again, that's just me. Moving on. G-Flow says, still thinking 10 cents is possible. Yeah. 10. Yeah. That's, I don't think 10 cents is possible 2024. But I would say in the peak of the next bull in 2025. Yeah, absolutely. I would even go so far as to say that, excuse me, my prediction of 1.2 cents, I was asked this a couple weeks ago, was very bearish. When you have Dr. of Stuff and Crypto Rain, both are older, smarter, and more experienced than I am, say like, no, like 3 to 5 cents. Okay. That's fine. Where do you? Oh, I told you. Buy MMX on the Uniswap. All right, hang on. Okay. Got somebody that's fudge. Uniswap. Too many people talk about it. Marketing hasn't been done yet. Moving on. Wes says, does Dr. Stuff still think $5 OMI is possible this bull run? Probably not. I mean, he literally said in 2024, like we can get to 5 cents. I was like, oh, I do think, I still think 10 cents is well within reason at the peak. Probably go a little higher, but we'll see. Big guy says Warren Buffett comes to mind. He's finally slowing down. Almost 100. Yeah. Ever comment F down below to pay respects to Charlie Munger. Pink Panther says sleeping joke. Yeah. Big Ace, Dr. Stuff is making money right now because he's diversified. Yeah, he's very, like I said, he's very in general, he's just intelligent. He'll make money without, he makes money without crypto. He's very, very smart. And he's been in finance for a long time. Longer than me. Anywho, that seems like that'll be it for me. I'll go another 1 minute just to reach the hour-and-a-half mark. Oh, my friendo sent me a Snapchat. What does it say? Guess who got the decree of divorce? You did it! Yay! Yay, you did it. Oh, God. My friend's been looking to get this divorce paper signed forever, and she finally has it. So yeah, in the last 30 seconds, I'll just go and say this is a very good, in my opinion, this is a very bullish interview, especially on the potential of that Pokemon thing, which I had no idea was even going to be asked. Your hard work is paving the way for something extraordinary. Perseverance is the path to greatness. Thanks, fam. Well, a comment there from a buddy of mine. My heart is starting to hurt. I don't know Did you put a lot? Like 3,500. 1,400 times. What is it worth now? It's worth like half now. The MMX that I got is not worth a ton at all. 2, 3. It's worth like half now. It's worth like half that now. Okay. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments good for the YouTube algorithm. I would say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. 69. Nice.